Topic of Malaka and Georgetown. Historic cities of the Straits of Malaka and Georgetown. Historic cities of the Straits of Malaka have developed over 500 years of trading and cultural exchanges between East and West in the Srots CCA. Enancezoasia and Europe hove iwen oinwit sesiamut hertates. Tangi dn 15a. 15th century Malay Sultanate and the Portuguese and Dutch periods beginning in the early 16th century. Featuring residential and commercial buildings, George. Malaka and Georgetown, Malaysia, are remarkable examples of historic colonial towns on the Straits of Malaka that demonstrate a succession of historical. On the Straits of Malaka with a multicultural living heritage originating from the trade routes from Great Britain and Europe through the Middle East, the Endland subcontinent onyo the Malay archipelago tonight. Both towns dader testimony to a ving mui kudroy hentage dn trolayan od Asia, nerteen emni. Europe, to create a unig architerdalu. Ian Townsk. Laaka. Pishan. D. Southeast Asia, forged from the Merk. Reser. Exchanges of Malay, Chinese, and Indian cultures in three successive European colonial powers for almost 500 years, each with its imprints on the Pan or Time Dino or Tienis complementally. Malaka and Georgetown are living testimony to the multicultural heritage and tradition of Asia, and European colonial influences. This multicultural tangible ondange nerge 5 arrest ente gret very regis buildings of deterrent wraiths, ethnic quarters, the many languages, worship and mealy. Huve. Fast and Sothadia inarticular thev demonstrant and extensional range of Shanhoises and Tenhouses the Hildings show man different tivos and Saintjes or o-evelopment or the duoing type, some originating in the Dutch or Portuguese penoas. Methodologies, techniques and workmanship, in accordance with conservation guidelines and principles. The protective measures for the properties are adequate. Both towns exhibit a generally acceptable state of conservation, although efforts are required to ensure the conservation of shophouses. The management plans and structures are GDQuat, and can be enhanced through the continuing conservation progressot the state party. PLZ like share and subscribe my channel GK show. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel GK show. Now we can see the topic of a park. Indu. In the state of Sabah on the northern end of the island of Borneo, is dominated by Mount Kinabalu, 4,095 meters, the highest mountain between the Himalayas and New Guinea. It has a very wide range of habitats, from rich tropical lowland and hill rainforest to tropical mountain forest, subalpine. End of the D by Mount Kinabalu, 4,095 meters th. FB. Kinabalu Park, in the state of Sabah on the Himalayas and New Guinea. It has a very wide range of habitats, from rich tropical lowland and hill rainforest to tropical mountain forest, subalpine. Enta. Oratu aga aavao sdsgasao nbu waste sd is except neps wxdnpso or o moon ninius, d, usudent, didisa, ds well as panuopia ord. Located n the Stode or Soban, Emblasia, on the northern end are the Isiand or Borneo, Kinbu Park Waria Heritage Property covers, 370 na. Dominated die. Geologically, Kinabalu Park is a granite intrusion formed 15 million years ago and thrust upward 1 million years ago by tectonic movements and shaped by torsos tenat continuo daring its idenscape. Despite T's geological utility is exception behind in species with an iving reix or enteral vegetation remoining. The altitudinal range of the property, 152 meters minus 4,095 meters, presents wide array of habitats from rich tropical lowland and hill rainforest, 55% of the park, to vegetation specific to this substrate. The R property has been identified as a center of plant diversity for Southeast Asia. It contains representatives from at Hotdes.vn Recorsonar or Zero Mios dirds, Mammalus Diana amphibian species and Tutaneros or Bornean reptiles the Properias Dodden species Efsinen. NL. Lu Park H. Funk. NX. High endemism and rapid evolutionary rates. Several factors combine to influence these processes. 1. The great altitudinal and climatic gradient from Tropical tourist to io in conditions, T4, steepy isectio topography causing erective geographica isolten over snot oistances teen diverse geology wth econtinartica artheromai tartstraount summate oscillations influenced by El Niño events, and s. Speckles of terns is indicative of the botanical richness of the property. The variety of Kinabalu's habitats includes 6 vegetation zones, ranging from lowland Pesches in the montane zone and 526 bird species. Fay boundaries of Kinabalu Park encompass the main bulk of Mount Kinabalu, including all remaining naturally forested slopes. The property thus Encorportesni nadra oversee diena naird tient constature indod sustending norraineritage values.ne poundones 5 dre cedianiadio. Implementation of strong protection and enforcement measures ensures that the integrity of the property and its natural values are maintained. Settlement, agricultural development, and logging occur right up to the boundary in many places. Pressure tor modification to the boundaries has resulted in losses of integrity in some areas and continued reculation of development in key strategic locations outside the park is required to prevent further impacts. Current levels of patrolling and clearly defined and marked boundaries continue to ensure that threats from encroachment remain minimal. Legislation and institutional structures at Kinabalu Park are established under the Parks Enactment 1784 and Amendment at 2007, which specify functions. Development, environment, science and technology has ownership of the property and is responsible for its management. Both the state and federal government nave powers to PA 5s legislatin, providio consutoten as unuertoken. Over, Mdeloisia snaden par October does not appy to greater than a bond and O's. E genipan eop pu poviong ydde ddg diendact uasapo y. S. Continue to ensure future protection. He property sets a high standard of protected area management in Southeast Asia and staffing and budget levels are adequate for current needs. Although much of the lowland forest of the region has been transformed to other uses and the park is becoming an island in a sea of agriculture and other developments, it remains in an excellent state of conservation. The state government sees mining activity bordering the park, and Logana encroachment. Key management issues are growing pres 5-year ram commercia tourism, Dajacent Iano Kent to the moraines of the park F extensive enlanina and management will be Rayau too. He. At. Sing. In Tinong Rurm, the property Wuad Dene Trom designation or Durer zones, DSSIME strengthening teen community support Tienrun D participation program, D and revising. Holistic planning process and approaches. All these are currently under active consideration. The property has been subject to extensive research and has an excellent collection of specimens along with sufficient research facilities. Integration of the results obtained from research and with the management actions PLZLIKE share and CERSPIDE VQuani EU OP ANA as unique ANA important natural values.